didn't want to replace a 9-to-5 working job with another 9-to-5 because that's not why we wanted to get into the van and downsize. And we realised actually you can kind of make money, small chunks of money, which make up a full-time income or near enough a full-time income without having to work a full 9-to-5 in one place.
We normally wake up in the morning and it's like, where do you want to go today? So we're like, right, okay, let's go there. And if we like it, then we stay, and if we don't, then you move on. And I think that's the beauty of it, really. Hi, I'm Liv.
And I'm Matt.
And this is our self-built camper van, Vincent Van Gogh.
So this is a 2006 Ford Transit. We bought it for £2,500 in January this year, and we've been converting it into what you see here for about 3.5 months. It's a medium wheelbase, medium high top. We both lost our jobs, both made redundant in January this year, and we'd always spoken about travelling. And I mean, you wanted to go cycling around Europe.
Yeah, I wanted to either cycle or do a sort of do the interrailing, but I have really bad knee problems anyway, so I don't think that would have been a very good idea.
It was the first van we actually saw, so when I was waiting for my redundancy to go through and just confirm everything, my dad and me spent all our days looking at vans online, and this was the first we saw, and really went for this one because for the price it was barely used. It was just used to ship audio visual equipment locally, and it basically was in good nick. Initially we kind of thought that it would take about 6 weeks to convert the van, and then quickly I realised that I have no skills. I've never worked with wood in my life, I've never done electrics or water, I had no idea how to do it. So it actually took us more along the lines of 3.5 months to do that. So a lot of help from the families kind of got us through a lot of late nights on weekends, because I was commuting between Birmingham and Sheffield to work on it on my parents' front drive. So for 3 months I was going to and from and spending those 3 months kind of putting it together and learning all the skills I needed, wiring and woodwork and water and gas, all myself, to be able to do everything really by myself, and then also maintain it once we're on the road. So welcome to the inside of our van. This is the kitchen. We wanted to make sure we had a kitchen which we could stand up in, cook, had plenty of work surface. So we've got this butcher's block work surface which we got from B&Q, cheapest thing they had in there, which is perfect. And in there we've got a dual burner hob and sink combination. We've got a splashback here which we've made using just some kickstands from some doors. So they're fire doors with the kickstands, and they're perfect because you can stick things on them. They're magnetic, so you can basically put everything, stop it rolling around when you're driving. Over here we've got some classic Ikea shelves. £3 a shelf, saved me the bother of building any shelves, which we keep most of our basic stock food here, as well as our cutlery on the right hand side, which we keep, again, magnets are a dream here. On the right hand side we have a cupboard which we store all our pots and pans. It's also where we access our battery and our fuse panel, as well as our split charge relay. And then down here underneath we have running water, which we have a electric pump which we run water. It was actually a bit too powerful when we first got in the van and we'd splash water everywhere. So what we had to do was put a resistor in there just to really slow down the water pressure, and now it works like a dream. And underneath there we've got 25 litre fresh water tank and a 10 litre grey water tank, which lasts us about 4 to 5 days of fresh water, and we need to empty the waste tank about every 3 or 4 days as well. So as well we have a cool box, which has been quite good for us really. It struggles sometimes in the hot weather, but it's electric and it can cool most stuff down for us. And then as it's got cooler, it's been an absolute dream to get a nice cold cider when we've been sitting in the van. We have our control panel with all our electrics at the front here, with 2 USBs, the voltmeter so we can tell how strong the battery is, and this is where we control all the sockets we've got at the front and the back, as well as all the myriad of lights we have. So over here we have our solar charge controller, and that pulls in power from a 50-watt panel we have on the roof. It comes down here and into our 110 milliamp deep cycle AGM battery, which is stored under the cabinet. That's enough power to power both me and Olivia, all our laptops, our cameras, and all our sockets. We don't run an inverter in our van. It's just a lot more efficient just to power straight from the USBs and the cigarette lighter sockets, and it powers all of our lights, our cool box, and all of the water and sockets we have all around the van. Down the right hand side here we have all our Ikea storage. It's £3 for the shelves, a couple of pounds for the crates and the book holders. Saves me having to build shelves all the time, which is an absolute godsend. We've got our mat on the floor, make sure to keep our feet clean. The hardest thing to do in the van is keep it clean, so do everything we can to keep the floor, so we don't have to keep mopping out all the time. And then up here above the bulk we have all our storage. It's Ikea baskets again, cheap per basket, and we can store our stuff in there. And we've got loads of storage at the back, and again behind those for all our camping gear, sleeping bags, our hammocks and everything like that. Initially the kind of seed money for the start of the van, the buying, the converting and the start of the trip came from our redundancy money which we got, and also savings we'd had over the past couple of years.
Your redundancy money?
My redundancy money and my savings. So, the way we make most of our money to actually keep continually funding our travels is through something called match betting.
So match betting is kind of the way we have made enough money to carry on as long as we have, and we plan to continue doing that. I mean, I've never been particularly good with money, but I have been learning to save and think a bit more about, you know, what I actually need to get. Once we decided to sort of go ahead with the van, at that point I was sort of £2,000 into an overdraft. Didn't think it was going to be possible, but actually in 3 months, just by saying, like, being disciplined with myself and saying, right, don't buy anything unless you need it for the van, and I managed to pay off my overdraft and save up another £2,000 somehow. I still don't know how I did it, but I say with the match betting, I think I probably saved £1,000 or £2,000 with that. And then I say sort of doing surveys online, and I just tried really hard at work to make a lot of sales as well, because I was a sales agent.
So this is our living room area. We've got our L-shaped sofa here, and this section pulls out to make a full-size double bed. So it's 6 foot by 4 foot, and then these cushions go down to make the rest of the mattress for us. So we have storage on this side of the van. So we have our clothes storage at the top here, and we have our big side cabinet here. So it's a stuff side on this side, just put things in from the top, lifts up, put all things in there, and on this side it's accessible both from the top and also via the door. We've got additional storage under both of these, absolutely huge. We store most of our things under both these beds, accessible just simply inside the van with covers here. We've got netting on both sides for his and her stuff, and then we've got our picture frame which turns into a table. So we like everything to have multiple uses in the van, just it saves space, and having a table come down from a picture frame means you don't have to lean over and get coffees from elsewhere. We also have our plug sockets and lights on both sides. So we've got 2 lots of USBs on either side, reading lights, and then cigarette lighter sockets. And then finally our table, which fits in here, and that uses the side of that cabinet here is the table. It comes off, we put it in here along with a leg, and now we can sit down and have dinner across sitting at the table with each other. So when we finally finished the van, we started our trip across Europe. So we obviously, as everyone does, started in Calais, and then from there we drove all the way across Europe through France, Belgium, Holland, into Denmark, and then really spent the bulk of our time driving up Sweden and then down Norway, back across, and just see as many mountains and mountain roads as possible.
Van travel, I think, is a really good way of getting around, because you can sort of take it as slow or as quickly as you want. You're not sort of tied down to timetables, or just being able to get to places where public transport goes, and having a mare, getting a bus and a train and all that. You just get in your van and you go somewhere. This only cost us like £5,000 in total. So I think it is realistic for most people to be able to put that together.
We have everything we need with us at all times. When you're travelling in hotels and hostels, in tents like we've done before, you always realise you've forgotten something. And whereas the van means we can not only stay in amazing places, park at beautiful places, the horizon changes every single day, new sunsets and sunrises every single day, and we've got from the comfort of our own home basically. So our little cottage on wheels kind of serves us well, be able to see everything really.
If you want to get a van and go and travel, then join the club of lots of happy people in vans who are travelling. There's a massive community out there of people that are more than happy to talk to you for hours about how they built their van, like ourselves included. Once you meet another van enthusiast, then there's no stopping them chatting away. So if you want to go and do it, then absolutely go out, get a van. Now's a really good time because You know, lots of people are sort of looking for more alternative lifestyles, because I think people are just fed up with living in a brick house with a 9-to-5 job and want something different. And I think this is a really great alternative to that.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe now and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. If you want to support us and help continue making our videos, then join us on Patreon from only $1 a month. See you on the next one.